Xcorps Sweet Rides is brought to you by
SoCal Paintworks, San Diego's #1 restoration shop. Rotoring F-Body. Make your F-Body handle the way it should. Keesler Transmissions, shipping your classic into the future. Greg Scott Race Engines, filling your need for speed.
If you want to follow the Bandit X project, go to xcorpstv.com, click on the Sweet Rides banner, and then go to the Phoenix project. So we've done some body work on the car, and now we've got all the panels hung, and we're going to check our gaps to make sure they're within specs. So Bob, tell us a little bit about what entails in that.
Okay, so what we did, obviously we did the metal work. We have a high build primer. We're getting ready to block this area of the vehicle. When we block the quarters, deck lid, upper rear body panel, lower body panel, balances, whatever the case might be, we want to put it together and take a good look at how the gaps are. And in this case, you being the customer, you're going to look at it and say, yeah, it looks fine to me. We go ahead and start the blocking procedure. Keeping in mind it's a black car, gaps aren't so much of an issue. A white car, light yellow car, things like that, the lighter the vehicle, the more the gaps show up. So it's up to the customer now to decide, does he want Mercedes-Benz, those little 1/8" gaps, or is he going to stick with the stock 3/16 gaps and live with a little bit of misalignment?
So Bob, I know on these Trans Ams, they always had issues with these rear spoilers. Either the center spoiler didn't line up with the side spoiler, or this thing kind of rode up a little bit. Is there any way to help align these rear spoilers on these cars?
Right, so what we'll do is we'll put the spoiler on the deck lid, the spoiler on the quarters here, and then we'll simply elongate the holes to make them line up as close as we can. From that point, we would take the fiberglass and start shaving the highs and adding to the lows.
So with a lot of these late 70s vehicles, we run into problems with these front urethane bumpers. They get sun-dried, they get cracked, they get damaged, and we ran into some problems with the one on the Bandit X project, and we're going to talk with Bob Lubke about it.
Well, in these bumpers here, we have to address the fact that it's been damaged before, probably been repaired a time or two, and then you see the cracks in the plastic itself. And with that becomes a situation where do we want to repair it and take the chance of a failure after it's all done and fitted and painted, or do we want to try to find a better bumper or reproduction or something that'll give us some longevity after we've done all the work to it?
Just one of the problems you run into with some of these older vehicles and these urethane bumpers, and when you're dealing with that kind of stuff, you want to make sure you're dealing with people that know how to work it. And the guys here at SoCal Paintworks know exactly what they're doing. They're going to make this thing look great. It's going to look beautiful on the Bandit X project. We got more coming up, so stick around.